ain't gonna mention none of the other platforms' name. You know what I mean? No free promotion.
Uh-oh.
You know, over here, but everybody's running, man. Everybody wants to talk all this upliftment, all this empowerment stuff, but they don't. The media is very important. They always go to the ones that they will call culture vultures or put them in that category, and they continue to feed their businesses and feed their agendas because they got big followings. How do you feel about that? We seen, you know, again, I'm not going to throw any names in it, you know, right now. When the time comes, I will. People who are supposed to be outspoken, activists about this, but they're going to these platforms and still helping them build up their businesses. They don't realize that every time they go over there and let them get 300, 400, 500,000 views, it just builds them, makes them more credible for years. They don't get that. But then they shun smaller companies, you know, who, you know, have the same objective, like you said, have the same corporate structures, or even better than some of these bigger companies. They just don't show up and support them. How do you feel about that, man? The lack of support for the small independent media outlets.
I can only speak for us, right? So when we started Hip Hop News Uncensored, we started Hip Hop News Uncensored, we started Viral, I started Viral, and we started the Uncensored Truth podcast. We kind of looked at everything that we had going on and said, okay, we have something here. There's something here bigger than just 2 YouTube platforms and a podcast. We have something here. We began the website, hiphopun.com. We set out a plan. Mm-hmm. And we set out a plan based on hearing a lot of people complain. Right. You know what I mean? Hearing a lot of people up in arms, a lot of people upset over this needs to stop. We have vulturing in the culture. This one particular dude or whatever. Okay. So we see what we got going on, Viral Hip Hop News Uncensored, the Uncensored Truth podcast. We take it upon ourselves to go, you know what? We about to make a move at this. We about to take this seriously and give the people what they want. Let's give them a black-owned media-based company that we provide content where we can give perspective and we can get honest narrative to a lot of the rappers and entertainer stories. Now, we know it's not going to happen overnight, but we're willing to build, we're willing to grind, we're willing to grow, we're willing to do what we're supposed to do. Start the podcast in March, begins to gain success. We sit here in December now. Successful in the 9 months that we've gained so far. Very humble in that. So now we can start having this kind of conversation. We're starting to reach out to different kind of people, starting to reach out to various platforms and things like that, so that we can change the narrative that a lot of the media streams or a lot of the people that may be disseminating on YouTube are complained about right now from the people. They want to see it different. They want to see it done from our perspective. Okay, we're trying to give that to you. But for some reason, it seems as though a lot of the mainstream people, and not all of them, but most of them, seem to shun away from it. Now, I'm not going to attest that they are shunning away from us, that we're hating on other outlets. No, but it does. It seems like you're so quick to run to the other ones as though that's the platform or that's the pinnacle of your success. When if you really look and do your research, if you really cared about, okay, let me find something that's closer to me. Let me see who's out here doing damage that looks like me, that talks like me, that walks like me. And you'll clearly see if you had 2 eyes, 2 ears, if you smelled it, if you could see
analytics,
you'd be able to know, okay, there's some people out here doing damage. Oh, and then they happen to reach out to me. All right, let me show them some love. Let's build. And then let me simply retweet that and see where it goes. Yeah. But they don't do that because a lot of them, and I hate to call it out, they want that white fame. Would you say black? Would you say white goes?
White man's ice is colder.
White man's ice is colder.
And they really believe that. I mean, you know, I see it, man. The DLs and Jamil Hills and anybody you can name. I'm like, man, you know, I'm not even. I ain't saying us. You can go to somebody else who's smaller, you know, or just somebody that's honest and trying to just do their thing and help them. But they continue to go to the same people and build them up. But that's fine. But don't complain about nothing. Oh, the media's do this and do that. Nah, come to the ones who's going to do it the right. We can split it. We know how to do business the right way. You know what I mean? It ain't going to be like, you know, your hog. It's one hand wash the other. You know what I mean? An artist come on to something like that. We need you to promote it. We need you to tweet it out. They don't do that. You know what I mean? And, you know, they'll dress up for all these other people's interviews. They go up there, be on time. When it's time to interview, you know, you got these guys. You know, the one guy, I ain't going to mention the comedian. TK
Kirkland.
Yeah, the comedian, you know, in a car and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm like, man, dog, you can't give us the respect, you know, for being in the crib and, you know, having a hardwire, you know, connection. But when you up these other people smiling, you're beguiling and all that, doing handstands and backflips. So salute to all the real ones out there, because there have been a lot of real cats. My man, Kenyatta, I seen him in the chat room.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kenyatta Griggs, the co-author of Culture Vultures, you know, real humble, you know, real dude, you know what I mean? Real dude who gave us his full attention. That was probably our best interview, I have to say. Definitely one of our top 3 interviews that we done, you know what I mean? So yeah, man, salute to people like that. But this industry is bougie and fake.
It's bougie and fake to the core.
Yeah.
And we see a lot of the bougie and fakeness going on with Flex right now. And that's the sick feeling, because you have, I mean, and throughout our various podcasts and various commentaries on whatever issues, 95% of it are love. But the little 5% that you hear, who are these guys? Well, who is this? Well, we're only the people that bought these microphones, bought that camera, bought the lighting, bought the mixing system. So we bought our right to say what the F we want to say on this podcast. Yeah. And your favorite stations like Hot 97 and even to a certain degree 105.1, all the love to them, but they can't say what they want to say to a certain degree. Right.
And we on YouTube.
You know what I mean?
You know, we're on YouTube and all that, and YouTube gives you some discretion. Obviously, they have community guidelines, and we try our best, you know, to stay within those, because we're, you know, smart enough to be able to get our message out without screaming and hollering and have to cuss. People say, oh, you know, this, that, and the third. We don't have to turn into animals to get our message out, you know what I mean, to the people. It's far too many people do that, and we can get into the theatrics, but we're not. We're just going to, you know, deliver it, you know, 100%, you know, accurate. So, yeah, man. You know, shout out to everybody who's listening. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you're in, I see my man Jay Murray 504. That's my dude in there. Tony Brown, I see you in there. Go ahead and drop your area codes. Yeah, man. People are putting you know, naming some of these hip hop sites, but they get all the support. They get all the support from these people. And again, it's not like we're hating, because we ready to get in the ring and bang number for number, video for video, business for business. We're banging, you know what I mean? That's how we getting it in with them, you know what I mean? Article for article. That's how we coming. So we're not complaining. We just pointing out, you know, the hypocrisy with some of these people. So that's why I don't take none of these cats serious. I ain't niggas talking all this, oh, shut up. You running right over there to the dude's platform that you call, you know what I mean? So that kind of is what it is, man. I think some of them maybe don't know better, and maybe their assistants and all that, and their publicists are just setting them up with different things, and they hear this name and they say, oh, we're going to do this and that. Come on, man. Y'all suckers, man.
I'm going to play devil's advocate real quick, because I 100% agree with you. I couldn't agree more. Like, I can stretch on that sentiment for hours. But is it just because, do you think it's more of a publicist thing? Do you think it's because, what do you say to the naysayers that this is early? Maybe some of you guys aren't noticed yet. Or what do you even think to like a Hot 97 shunning away from a lot of YouTube or social media related acts when it comes to this hip hop commentator, this hip hop in general, where you see a lot of different outlets kind of going toward it now? Like, for example, you see a Master P going into the social media realm. Right. You see social media acts going into TV now and things like that. You see various outlets that were once famous for broadcasting TV kind of adjusting to the wave, adjusting to the time and doing
I'll say it like this.
Hot 97.
Right. I mean, I'll say it like this, man. I've been hit up by numerous record labels, and I've showed you the different emails. Yeah. They see the wave. They see the wave on YouTube. They know that the curators on YouTube, you know, are pushing the culture forward. So you got a lot of fuckboys out there. You know, we're separating ourselves from that pack every single day, hopefully. Fact. You know what I mean? But the smart companies that, you know, are innovative, that continue to move forward, you know, regardless of who runs them, they're hip. But the companies that don't evolve, as we see, you know, I have to name, you just named them, you know, are the ones that I don't think, you know, are kind of stuck. You know how the old guys get stuck in their ways, and they see a new guy, something coming, they just don't want to move over for him. Like, you ever been on a job or whatever working, and this guy supposed to teach you how to do something, he won't teach you. You know what I mean? Because he don't want you to take his shit. Is it
kind of like that? The old basketball player that just don't want to give up because they don't want the young boys coming in and smacking them around. They just don't want to give it up. Right. You think that's what's going on over there with Ebro?
I think that a little bit. I mean, I don't want to focus too much on them cats. You know what I mean? Like that. I mean, because that was some clown shit. Either way you look at it, what Flex did. And I'm not like trying to. I'm not looking for no clout. People, clout chasing nothing. This is 100% facts. You know what I mean? We two guys that are self-made, that got our own businesses. I understand 100% the boss entrepreneur mindset, you know. So anybody, even somebody wanted to attack me for doing it, I would think that was crazy. Oh, you want me to go back to work and work with somebody? Come on, man.
Yeah, go back. Go ahead. Go back. Don't stop what you're doing right here. I hate what you're doing. Go back to work. Go back and have somebody tell you what to do. Right. And put a value on your life, and put minimal value on your life, and then tell you when you can go out with your kids, and tell you this and tell you that. Right. Because you're a hater, man. Go ahead with yourself, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm going to call a couple area codes out, man. They've been dropping them like crazy since we've been talking. To see the 540.